Hi guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Garen commentary guide. So, now with the end of the season, basically in a few days, I've already hit the rank that I am aiming for, which is Emerald, and I don't really want to grind out for a higher rank. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm going into normal PvP matches and testing out how some characters work, because as you guys know, in ranked I only play AD carry. So here I'm going to actually give you guys a Garen gameplay. This is not a ranked match, it's a PvP match. And first up, I'm going to talk about the actual gameplay here, because as you guys see, Darius misses his Q. I go in with my E because he has already missed his Q. He is stacking on me. I'm gonna ignite him. I reach max stacks and he flashes away. I flash after him for the first blood. So the key point here is Darius missed his Q, so I just go in on him basically. So next thing I want to cover at the very start of the video is the fact that I don't actually really know how to play Garen or any role other than ADC for that matter. So if you guys see me playing like non-ADC roles, like I have made complete guides on like Janna and Orianna for like support and mid. I do know what I'm doing there, but in top lane is my least played role, and I really don't know how to play Garen. This is like only my second match on Garen, I believe, so I really don't know how to play Garen now. If for someone who played Garen, I realized later on, I'm learning as I play through this match, but I learned later on that actually Garen has incredible sustain from his passive, and I also took regeneration. For this video, I'm actually going to put up the rune page as well as the item setup for Garen on the screen right now. So this is actually what I took for my runes as well as my spell. So as you guys see, I took regeneration. So regeneration plus my passive. I actually could have just stayed in lane and healed up, because by the time Darius walked back to lane, I probably would have healed up to like 3/4 of health maybe. So here we get into another skirmish. I'm the one losing at this point in time, because Darius with his fully stacked passive is dangerous, and I actually barely survive. So the main thing I'm trying to say is I'm not the best Garen, but I actually learned throughout this match. So actually later on in the match, I realized that Garen's incredible sustain means I don't actually have to back for health, especially since after that first kill, backing really didn't get me much at all. But yeah, we're gonna, we learn together through these videos, but I think I have a better understanding of how Garen works, and he's really good right now. So if you guys saw my build, I'm taking Sunfire Aegis as my first item, and then into the Deadman's Plate, followed by the Spirit Visage as well as the Thornmail. So if you guys see in this match, I actually rushed Bramble Vest. Now reason is Darius has a lot of healing on his Decimate, which is his Q. So I want to prevent that, because generally Darius isn't going to just Q you immediately as his very first skill. He generally will auto attack you a bit, maybe apprehend you, or hit you with a W before he presses his Q. So he will actually get the Grievous Wounds applied on him in that way. So that's why I went for the Bramble Vest first, which will eventually become my Thornmail. So there are very specific reasons for all of this, of course. So first up is the Grasp of the Undying rune, which actually Garen stays in the fight for really long, so you can proc it multiple times for a lot of extra damage and health. So throughout the laning phase, we've just been trading with Darius. I learned that even getting a kill on Darius, Darius is just disgusting to play against. I hate playing against Darius, but here I just outplay flash, Q for the silence, and then into the ultimate. So yeah, it works out. So I still know what Garen does, of course. I still know how much damage his ultimate does, but just that I don't really know his like 1v1 damage and all that well. But as you guys see, I'm actually healing a lot from the regeneration and the passive. So yeah. So back to the explanation on the rune. So the key to Garen being really good, I think he might be S tier, minimally A tier. But the key to why he's good is the Grasp of the Undying rune. Here I actually greed over the fruit here, and I'm actually in deep trouble. So I try to use my courage to block off some damage as much as I can. I actually managed to get to the fruit. Darius flashes for me. I get to the fruit and try to heal up a little bit, but to no avail. So I've said this in some of my previous videos before, don't greed for the fruit. Here you can see a live example of me greeting for the fruit and paying the price for it with my life. So not worth it at all, of course. But With Grasp of the Undying, you stay in the fight for really long, and you build your Sunfire Aegis as your first item, which allows you to, you know, ramp up your AoE damage in addition to your spin. Then Deadman's Plate, of course, for the movement speed and the armor. Movement speed to close the gap. Garen needs to be able to jump onto people. Ideally the backline, but the frontline works as well. And then, of course, you go for a Spirit Visage for increased healing from your allies and also from your passive and your regeneration. And then, after that, the Thornmail, of course, for the grievous wounds. And then after, if you get to that stage, the Steric's Gauge, of course, all-round good tanky item, gives you tank stats as well as AD. So that is the pretty much the Garen build that makes him OP. Now, you even see Garen build at higher elos at this point in time. So, you know, Garen is really rising up the ranks. And originally, I did rate him like, I believe B tier, but I dropped into C tier in the latest patch. He's definitely gonna rise up in the next patch notes, which will be for patch 2.3. I'll definitely be doing a patch tier list for the patch 2.3 when it releases in a few days. But you know, here we are gonna take a look at the Garen gameplay first. So I do pick up my Sunfire Aegis, and I also have my Bramble Vest and also my Merc Threads. Of course, I'm planning to build more AD first, so I actually go for the Merc Threads for some early magic resist. So here Darius pretty much makes the same mistake as me. He greets for the fruit, and now he's caught in no man's land. Kha'Zix comes in with the isolation damage, and I ultimate to finish him off. The reason why I ultimate it wasn't to KS Kha'Zix, but it's more because Darius actually has fully stacked on both of us, and he has ultimate. So if I don't get rid of him quickly, it might have changed from two of us killing the Darius to Darius getting a double kill. So Darius, of course, very dangerous. Now with Darius out of the picture, me and Annie are free to push a little bit. This time I take the fruit with no problem because Darius has just respawned. He won't be around to stop me, and me and Annie just trying to get the tower, and we do manage to pick up the tower. So really good. Not the first tower, of course, because our Ashe is actually crushing the bot lane. So we do actually just pick up the tower. We clear as much of the wave as possible with the spin, and then we're just going to, you know, back away. We don't actually get spotted on the ward here, but we see Darius on the rotation, so we're going to rotate as well. But nothing really comes of it. Yep, so nothing really comes of it basically. So we're just, you know, we're just going to stay mid lane, I guess, because Annie has actually roamed top, so we're just going to hold mid lane. Nothing much, just clearing the waves. Of course, Ahri procs electrocute on us, but it really doesn't do any damage at all. So here I'm actually planning to collapse onto the Darius. Kha'Zix and Darius are already getting into a bit of a scuffle. The enemy Kha'Zix has actually come in. So here I can, you know, get rid of the Darius. Actually, I get rid of the Darius, but I can't really fight the Kha'Zix anymore. I'm really low on health. So here I originally wanted to back, but then I realized I'm healing really quite a bit from the passive and the regeneration. So here Seraphine is pinging that she's on the way, so I'm actually going to stick around. The minion wave actually rolls in right before the Rift Herald gets a charge off. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to run down the Kha'Zix. He can't actually do anything, just spinning to win, of course. So yeah, Garen really spin to win. Of course, we can't actually stop the Rift Herald from getting off the charge. This is the best I can do, which is to trade the kill onto the Kha'Zix for the tower, because whatever I do, I can't actually stop the Rift Herald from crashing. If I focus the Rift Herald, Kha'Zix is going to focus me, and you know that wouldn't really turn out well. So instead we trade tower for a kill. Not the best, but not the worst as well. But now at this point in time we have Deadman's Plate completed, so we're going to be running really fast with all the momentum. Here, of course, we rotate to mid lane with bot lane taken, but we actually, my team is actually doing really well. We've taken all the first tier towers, so nothing much to do here. We are going to go on to Teemo, and we kill Teemo. I continue on to the Kai'Sa, but you know, my team is backing off, so I'm not going to go in there by myself into what is basically the entire enemy team at this point. But my team re-engages, so I'm coming back in. I flash in ultimate to get the kill on the Ahri, and pretty much I expected to die here, but because I'm left pretty much alone, isolated against Kai'Sa and Darius, but Seraphine comes in just in time to actually save my life by getting off the root, as well as the kill on the Kai'Sa. So somehow, I you know, this is what I really don't understand about Garen, is that apparently Garen is just so tanky with his base stats, and if you don't actually make the mistake of building like Black Cleaver or Triforce as first item and you go full tank, it's actually really OP at the moment. So as you guys can see, with my Bramble Vest, my Sunfire Aegis, and my Deadman's Plate, I actually tanked like all of Kai'Sa's entire queue. Although I don't think it's evolved yet. I tanked Kai'Sa's entire queue, and I tanked Darius. I tanked 2 of them. I tanked tower shots. You know, it was just insane. I have no idea why Garen is so tanky, but yep. Anyways, this Garen, me testing Garen was actually inspired by Garen, who was actually destroying my team in my ranked game. So I was like, is Garen really that good with the tank build? So this is the build I actually got off him. The gameplay of fighting that Garen, I am actually going to release it eventually, but it will not be as part of a commentary guide or a complete guide. It will be as part of a new series that I'm going to be doing, which is you know, more educational videos. I think that one is probably going to be the gameplay of how to rank up and improve in Wild Rift. But you know, that is to come. Of course, if you guys are enjoying you know, my content, feel free to like, comment, and you know, subscribe. You know, really helps out. And you guys will see when my next few videos will be released, of course. And here what I'm doing is I'm just pretty much split pushing. I can see the enemy team is on the opposite side of the map. Of course, I can see the Teemo, the Kai'Sa is on the opposite side of the map. Ahri is trying to back at mid lane, and you know, there's no one responding to me, so I'm just gonna push in this wave. Of course, I see Ahri backing, so I know she's gonna be responding to me now. So I'm just gonna push in the wave. I'm gonna back, but I don't exactly manage to do that because I see Darius there, so I'm not gonna really risk backing in a dangerous position. I'm just gonna walk back before I back. So now I've completed my Thornmail instead of going for an early Spirit Visage, because the enemy Ahri isn't actually doing too hot and the enemy Teemo is not doing too hot as well. I've actually opted to go for more physical defense first, more armor first before the magic resist. So here I've also picked up the Gargoyle's Stone Plate to be even more tanky. Now this is just full tank. It's gonna make me really hard to kill, which is basically Garen's entire goal. Garen's entire goal with this build is to just be impossible to kill, just run in the enemy's faces. And you know, Garen's whole thing is with this tank build, if you run at the enemy's faces, they don't want to focus you because you're the tank. So if they don't focus you, you can just spin to win and deal a lot of damage with Grasp especially. If they focus you, it frees up your carries at the back line to just do their thing. So basically, pretty much if I run at them, they focus me. Ashe and Seraphine is gonna be able to just freely just shoot at them. And if they don't focus me and they try to just ignore me, I'm gonna be spinning, doing a lot of damage, and you know, they're gonna have to be either running away or they have to start focusing me after that. So here I actually get charmed and hooked, so I'm just gonna flash out. I don't really want to be tanking tower shots, especially when my team is backing away. So yeah. So pretty much that's the entire problem with Garen. That's kind of the reason why he's good. Here I'm actually going in 1v4. I kill the Darius. Then I just spin to win again. As you guys can see, I'm tanking 3 people's worth of damage, and I'm activating my Gargoyle enchant, and I don't actually die from this. I don't actually die from this, which is pretty insane. I went in there. I was limit testing. I was fully expecting to die going in 1v4, but apparently Garen at this point in time is so tanky that he can tank 4 people's damage. So here I complete the Spirit Visage, and we're like pretty much almost full build. I'm 12-1-3 by the way, so despite going full tank, I actually have the most kills in the game at the moment. Of course, Ashe still has more farm than me, which is of course really good. You always want the most farm to be on the AD carry, but I'm doing really well on Garen, so I'm just gonna be just going for a dragon. Of course, we're just gonna be objective focus. Of course, this is not a ranked game, but I play every game as if it's a ranked game. I'm not just because it's PvP that I'm gonna be trolling my games or anything. So here we just pick up the Cloud Drake. Ahri face checks us and she's gonna die. No point in me going over. My team can pick up the kill really easily. Actually, they don't, probably because Ahri ulted out. I'm not sure whether she ulted or not because I was nowhere near. But yeah, I had no flash to go over anyway, so I'm just gonna walk over, clear the wave, and you know, we're really strong. So ideally, what we want to actually do here is to go for the Baron, but we're really strong, so we're just gonna instead just siege the inhib, and they can't really do anything. Seraphine gets off a really nice charm. Darius is gone, and yeah, at this point in time, our team is like more than 10k gold ahead, so it's really hard for the enemy team to do anything. I tank a couple of tower shots from the Nexus, but it doesn't really do too much to me. So Garen, really tanky. I'm starting to heal up from my passive again. So, what I was intending to do here is I wanted to tank the tower for my team to actually just take down the tower. So I wanted to act as the minions here, but unfortunately my team didn't really get the message. This is, of course, I'm playing solo, so no coordination with me and my team. But so instead of that, we're just gonna fall back onto the Baron. Of course, we need the Baron to push the end, so we're just gonna take the Baron. Of course, objective focused again, and yeah, nothing too much to report here. At this point in time, our team is so ahead. But what I really want to point out is Garen is really coming up, in terms of being a good pick. He's really easy to play, and if he left, unattended, he can really become a threat to the enemy team. Like, there are games where I always play AD carry. That as AD carry, Garen just goes on me and he just spins, and ultimate, and I'm gone. So here I'm tanking a lot of people again. Here I'm expecting to die again, but instead I ult the Kai'Sa, kill the Kai'Sa, and Darius chases me, but Ashe from behind, while distracted. As I mentioned before, if they're distracted trying to kill me, my carries can easily kill them instead, which is exactly what happened here. And then from 1 HP, because of my passive, I'm now pretty much back to half HP, so I don't even have to back. No time wasted. I'm back to 3/4 HP, and we're just gonna end the game. So Garen, honestly, I think is a good pick now. His numbers are good, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave you guys with the stats. But honestly, Garen now is just insane. Like, playing against a lot of Garens in ranked, like in Emerald rank and all. Garen is still picked in Emerald rank, so he is still really good. He's really good, and look at how much damage I tank. Like, no one is really okay. The enemy team is close because they're getting stomped on, but but I tank a lot of damage, especially for the winning team. And with that, guys, thanks for watching the video, and goodbye.